Hello children. Well, I've made the Play-Doh mini beast, so I thought perhaps I ought to read the story to you as well. It's one called About Minibeasts. It's written by Giles Andrea, and again I have a problem pronouncing this name, but the illustrator is David Watthaus, which, sorry illustrator if I've done that wrongly. The publisher is Orchard Books, but let's enjoy this book together, children. At the bottom of your garden, you might just hear a sound, a chirp from the treetops, or a scuttle on the ground. If you step a little closer, maybe you can see a ladybird, a dragonfly, a beetle, or a bee. The sun is in the sky and it's a lovely summer's day. The mini beasts have seen you, and they want to come and play. So let's find out which mini beasts are going to come and play with us. Oh, I think this is one I tried making earlier. We've got the snail. We're famous for slithering slowly, but wouldn't you also be slow if you had to carry your house on your back wherever you wanted to go? And here we've got the slug. We're sticky and we're slimy, and we haven't any bones, so we hang out under flower pots and shelter under stones. The next one is also one that I made earlier with you with the Play-Doh. It's the worm. I wriggle and wriggle down into my hole, and then when I want something scrummy, I munch a few mouthfuls of marvellous mud. Do try it. It's really quite yummy. Not sure I'd really want to eat mud, but worms really love it. And they're really good for our soil, because by moving through the different layers of the soil, they mix it all up for us and aerate it, and it helps our vegetables and fruits and plants to grow very well. So we need worms in our gardens. The next one, and maybe this is one you could try and make with Play-Doh or some other means, is a spider. Does anybody know how many legs a spider has? Shall we count them together? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I love to wake up in the morning when my web is all covered with dew. It's such a fine sight when it glitters so bright. Don't you think it's beautiful too? I do, I think it's lovely. And here we've got a fly. My eyes are big and orange, and my body's black and fuzzy, and I fly around your house all day, just being very buzzy. Oh, now we've got a beetle. We've got 2 feelers on top of our heads which wriggle and help us to see, and we scuttle around without making a sound. Can you scuttle as quickly as me? Oh, perhaps you ought to get down on the floor and try and scuttle like a beetle, or maybe slither like a worm, or get slimy and just slide along like a slug. You could try all those things. Next one we've got in the story is an earwig. Oh, this is a big one. I often find these in plants called nasturtiums in the summer. I like to feed on tasty plants and trees that have gone rotten, but the weirdest thing about me is my pinchers on my bottom. Can you see them? There they go, snip, snip. Oh, Miss Green had some of these last term in the transition class, and these are you remember? They're the stick insects. I'd rather not be eaten, so I've got this brilliant trick. I cling to leaves and branches and pretend that I'm a stick. Oh, we often see lots of ants in our garden in the nursery, don't we? We ants like to work as an army, which means that we do things together. Just watch how we carry these leaves to our nest. You must admit that is pretty clever. And I think it is. Ants are very, very clever. The next one is a caterpillar. You see it on the leaf there. I munch on the leaves in the garden, then slowly I spin my cocoon. But now I must sleep as I'm going to be a beautiful butterfly soon. Can you see? Flutter, flutter. Later on, we're going to actually do the life cycle of butterflies. The next one is one that I made earlier with the Play-Doh. It's the ladybird. How many spots has a ladybird got? Look at my back and you'll see. I know that I've got quite a lot. Why don't you count them with me? So shall we count these ones? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're symmetrical. They've got 3 on each wing. The next one is a centipede. Got lots and lots and lots of legs. Hello, I'm the centipede. How do you do? I'm as friendly can be. Now, which of my hands would you like most to shake? I've got at least 30, you see. Goodness me, an awful lot of hands would be very helpful, wouldn't it? Now, let's see what we've got next. Oh, the thing that our nursery rooms are linked to. It's a bee, because our nursery rooms are called the honeycomb, busy bees and beehive. There's nothing more brilliant than being a bee. You may think that it sounds a bit funny, but you'd shout hooray if you lived every day in a hive full of heavenly honey. What are we going to have next, do you think? Beautiful, beautiful one. It's a dragonfly, and every so often we see these in the summer by our pond in the nursery area. My wings are like shimmering rainbows, and my body's a dazzling green. Of all the animals here in this pond, surely I must be the queen. Certainly beautiful dragonfly, that's for sure. The next one we often hear. It's the grasshopper. We grasshoppers do enjoy jumping, as our legs are incredibly strong. And when we're not jumping, we rub them together to make the most beautiful song. And they do. Did you like those mini beasts? What a lot there are. Flying, crawling, slithering and jumping. Oh, so far. Some live by the water and some live in the air. Some like living underground and finding food down there. But now let's leave the garden. We can come another time. Which beast was your favourite one? I bet you can't guess mine. I wonder which is your favourite. I think I love most of those ones in that story. Bye-bye for now, children, and as always, thank you for listening.